I was in Taconic for most of my bid while incarcerated. And there are a couple of officers that, kind of stand out in relationship wise. One of them was the very feared, I'm going to go by calling her Ms. Broyle. I will protect her identity that way. And she was downright rigid. A lot of women thought that she was mean. I had an encounter with her where she was on the phone and she would not let you ask a question if she was on the phone. And then when she wasn't on the phone, she was eating her dinner and you couldn't bother her again when she was eating her dinner. So in my frustration, I passed her a note to ask a question and she starts screaming at me. Now, I don't do well when anybody screams at me. I don't yell at people. They don't need to yell back at me. So I hold my hands up like this and go, stop. Don't yell at me. I'm not yelling at you. And the look she gave me and all the other inmates stopped what they were doing to hear this encounter and what was going on. And I went in my room and I slammed my door so hard I was sure I was going to get locked for slamming it. Actually, it was kind of amazing that the building was still standing. I slammed it so hard and I cried. And I thought, she won't even listen to me and I need something done now. How am I supposed to get permission? So as fate would have it, she decided to inspect my room, which basically meant taking the whole thing apart. If ever you wanted a detective to find something, she would be the person I would hire. And of course, she found nothing because I didn't have anything like that in my room. But she took my ID card. And she also took a lot of the other things that were in my room, saying that I wasn't allowed to have them. And with hygiene items, you can have as much as you want. So I was completely stocked with soap, deodorant, shampoo, cream, for dry skin. And she took all these things. Well, she goes to the telephone to call whatever in, and one of the other inmates heard her talking, and she was looking at the wrong list as to what you were allowed to have and not have. She was looking at if you were going out to court. So I had given all my things away, knowing that if I didn't, she was going to take them and make me bring them down to the draft room, where it'd be fair game among COs to take whatever they wanted. She comes back to my room and she says, okay, you can get your things back. We're going to let you keep them. So she didn't quite tell the truth with that. Well, I already given everything away. I said, okay, thank you. So she's standing there. She goes, well, where's the stuff? I said, oh, I threw it on other people's beds because if I couldn't have it, I thought they should. And she got so mad and said, how dare you? You're not allowed to do that. That is it's something with property, that it's an illegal property exchange. It was, so I was sure I was going to lock. She would not give me my ID card back. And this was on, it was like a Thursday or a Friday. No ID card means I can't go to the mess hall. Not that I usually did, but I couldn't. And I couldn't go to medical because you also need to show your ID card. So I'm in a panic. I have to go to medical twice a day for medication, and I can't do that. So the CO that came on after she left, I explained the situation. He wrote out a temporary pass for me. And it was probably 4 or 5 days before Ms. Broyle came back to work. And I'm sitting in my room, my cell, and I just see a hand come around the corner holding my ID card. So I take it. She says to me, what is your problem with me? I said, well, you're unapproachable. She goes, well, so are you. I went, I'm an inmate. You're a correctional officer. How does this even make sense? So she and I talked it out, and we actually became on a compatible level where she wanted something to read. She knew to come to my room. I had, current magazines, current newspapers. I had books galore. I was like a mobile library. And it got so interesting that one night I'm in the shower and everyone's yelling, Johnville, Miss Broyle wants you to come down to the rec room. I said, I'm in the shower. So they said, she yelled, put a robe on and get down here. Well, you're not allowed to walk the hallways in a robe or your slippers unless you're going from the shower to your room. So I feel like I'm being set up here. So all right, I go down to the rec room, and there are the debates with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And she knew what my political views were. And she says, watch this. And I said, I'm standing here in a robe and my slippers. She goes, it's okay, it's fine. I'm thinking, all I need is the sergeant to come up, and I'm dead in the water here. So I did watch them. I did go back to my room after a while. I did get changed. But it was interesting how she started to make exceptions where I was concerned. And it wasn't exceptions that made me stand out among other inmates. It was exceptions that allowed me to think and use my brain again. And for that, I was grateful to her. It was probably right after that she even commented on how well-mannered and how well-behaved my grandson was on visits. So she started to notice these good things. But like I said, she'd notice everything. And people like that helped give me back the character that helped to make me better. It would have been very easy to turn bitter, but I didn't. And that made the biggest difference. Hence, the name of the book, Bitter or Better. And it's a choice that you make, and I chose better over bitter. Have a great day.